soundproof doors because I couldn't hear anything, and then I walked in and I was just like everyone, JJ here, and I'm making this video about Taiko drums, okay? In the name of Natori-Ryu, study and delving into the culture and things that go along with it, right? So, again, comes to Taiko, if I'm pronouncing it right. Taiko or just Taiko, drums. Japanese drums, just big, boomy, bassy drums. Now mind you, I have a lot of drum music myself. I've downloaded just numerous amounts of songs, and I've fallen in love with the drum music already. So I was looking forward to seeing this, and it was just a free show at the local library down the road, Arthur F. Turner Library down here in West Sacramento. And it was a free show. It wasn't very big and grand. It wasn't necessarily a concert, you know. It was just a quick show. And I was hoping for it to be outside, so, you know, people all over can just... It was a free show, so I don't see why they couldn't have done it outside. But instead they held it inside the library. But I shouldn't complain about that either, because it just made everything so much more louder. We were in a rather small room, maybe 30 or 40 foot square room. So it was just all these giant drums. Just they were going to town on these drums in this small room, and it was just loud. I've come across a few. I've been to just maybe a couple concerts, nothing too spectacular, but I mean, I've been next to really boomy speakers that hit the chest. I know some buddies that have played drums, and I've played drums myself, and I've hit some kickers, some, you know, kicker drums, double kickers and stuff like that. Nothing has hit my chest the way those Japanese drums hit my chest. I was like, whoa, I was kind of moved by it. I really, and it fulfilled me, because I almost put a tear in my eye to finally hear these things in person. Again, like I was just explaining, I have a lot of Taiko drum music on my iPod, and I listen to it all the time. You know, I play it in my dojo when I'm practicing and things like that. So to hear these drums in person, it was just like, woof. It was fulfilled the beauty that I see in that music. Now, one of the things that I really liked about this, though, and you know why I'm associating it with the Natori-Ryu video, is kind of the background behind some of the songs. Now, one of the songs you'll see is about, it's really one of the fast ones. I didn't get to record it, but probably the best song they played, the gentleman explained it was about perseverance and persistence and always moving forward and doing what you need to do, you know, just going through struggles in life. You know, whenever you hit a wall, you break past the wall, you jump over the wall, you do what you gotta do. So to me, and I heard it, I could just like, I could feel that spirit in the rhythm and the tone of the music of the drums. So it was refreshing to hear a lot of these songs that I have heard before on my music player that I listen to all the time. It was good to learn about what they actually stood for, what they actually were about, what they meant, you know, what was behind the song. So it was nice. And real quick, this is the first one. The first song that you guys are going to hear after my boring little speech here is probably my, actually, aside from the one that I didn't record that was about perseverance and stuff, but this one is my second favorite out of the whole show, and it was called Octopus Dumplings, okay? what I loved about it is the way, and it was created to show how an octopus would look when playing the drums. And I loved it because in the middle of the song, all of a sudden they're like, do, 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 and all of a sudden they do this. They play the drums like this. They do the wave. They do the noodle thing, and they go drum. Here, I need 2 drumsticks here. Okay, so they take the drums, and hopefully the camera catches this, but they like wave their arms like this, and they go. So boom, 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 boom. And it was just cool the way they did it like an octopus. So hence the octopus dumplings, okay? Anyway, so here's that song and a bunch of other songs. And again, you'll see the gentleman that was kind of the leader of the band, so to say. He'll give you some background on some of the songs and etc. The camera might move and be a little weird because I wasn't, looking through the camera, being very perfect. I was, I was trying to enjoy the show myself. I'm pretty sure they're a group that's from down in Davis, California here, the local Davis University. So they do like small classes and stuff like that. So if anyone's down in Davis area, look up these guys. If you want your kids to learn some awesome drumming, before getting them a old-fashioned rock band drum, have them practice this stuff. So real quick, just a couple notes. So something that associates this with Natori-Ryu Gungaku study, right? Or Gunraku study, whichever pronunciation. Drums and conch shells, okay, the big giant shells, or drums, like maybe a smaller drum, would be used to tell where your fellow platoon, or your fellow groups of men would be. So if it's heavy fog, right? And then you hear another conch shell over here. And then another conch shell over here. You like my sound, by the way? Okay, but seriously, this is a way of telling where your fellow groups of men are. Okay, there's another, they sound about a half a mile up that way. These guys are really close. They're right behind us. We need to catch up to them and make sure that there's exactly the amount of spacing in between men, etc. I don't know, whatever they're after there. But that's one method of telling where they are, as well as, of course, communication signaling, let alone, 1, 2, 3 means no, stay right where you are. 1, 2 means come on down, come join the fight. The drums will, or the shells can be used in these manners of signaling. I mentioned to this gentleman about how I always see the Natori-Ryu crest on the tops of drum canvases. They're always printed on the tops of Taiko drums. And, even our fellow Natori-Ryu members out there on the internet are always posting pictures. Look what I saw, a Natori-Ryu crest on the drum. Look, that drum has a Natori-Ryu crest. It's not a Natori-Ryu crest. The usual meaning when it's on a drum, most of the time, is symbol of peace, or a generalized version of the symbol of Okinawa. So it could be either of those usually when it's on a drum. That's the most of the... Okay, so there you are. There's a few little history bits. There's my introduction. There's my blah, blah, blah. Enjoy the show. Again, sorry if the camera is a little wobbly, and it is in a compact room, and I'm using a simple camera, so if the sound is a little rattly, appreciate that that's how loud those drums are.
village festival. And then so about a month before the festival, they'll dust off of their drums, and those who want to play, practice a little bit, and then they all play whatever repertoire their village happens to have developed over the ages. This particular piece comes from the prefecture in Japan called Chichibu. It's called the Chichibu Yatai Bayashi. Yatai means cart, Bayashi means festival. So in this particular festival, this is back before cars and mechanized vehicles and so forth. So the drummers would ride in the carts. It would be like a parade, but procession cars, hand-drawn, but without pavement. If you're a drummer up there, you're kind of like bouncing along the road. So they figured it would probably be easier to play in a seated position, which is fine for stability, but this is actually our app for that. Because in order to play in a position like this, you're kind of in a half-seated position. So the people at Chichibu found that in order to prepare for their village festival, they also had to do some, cross-training to be ready. So this is called Yatai Bayashi's Cart Festival. it's an idea that had merit. It caught on, and like a whirlwind. I mean, I'm just very pleasantly amazed at how worldwide, and especially in America also, how that's taking hold. That people are trying. Everyone tries to do their best, and so sometimes a good idea, whether it's like a charity or a good idea like green, sustainable, renewable, things like that. That an idea takes a small idea and it grows. And sort of like a whirlwind, pretty soon everybody's involved. And so this song is sort of like that, where there's the seed of a good idea and how it grows to become something really, really great and important. So simple.
This is a style which is sometimes referred to as going down into, because we're actually playing four as a drum at the same time. You can involve multiple drummers, and so this piece is in honor of Oil.
Aspect of Japanese culture, and it's wonderful to see all of you here at the library, and learning, growing, expanding your knowledge. So thank you again, and we hope that other opportunities to be able to share the culture that we'd love to do that again. So thank you very much.